Greetings, denizens of the internet. This is Brian Carey, the savvy barbarian, who has the voice that is super smooth to listen to. Thank you, Xavier. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's kind of humbling, actually. Okay, today's Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition video is all about Spellslots. With the explosion of new people playing Dungeons & Dragons, I inevitably get asked to explain spell slots. That's what this video is all about. What are they, what good are they, and what do I want with that? Stay tuned after this sweet animation and I will tell you all about it, during which feel free to like, subscribe, and share the heck out of this video. My name is Brian Carey, and I am the Savvy Barbarian. So your party is deep within the dungeon, and the wizard casts Fireball, destroying all the skeletons. And then, the wizard casts Fireball, blowing open the chest. And then, the wizard casts Fireball, destroying the door and opening the way to the next room. And then, the wizard casts Fireball. You know, this just has to stop. The wizard is overshadowing the true hero of the story, who is, of course, the barbarian. So what limits the wizard or any other magic user from just casting spells all day long? Well, he has a limited reserve of magic, sort of your mana pool in video games, which seems to always be blue for some reason. But in Dungeons & Dragons, this limited reserve of magical energy is represented by spell slots. Slots might not be the best word for it, but to be honest, I can't think of a better one off the top of my head. As we skim through the class tables in the player's handbook, we see that all of the magic classes have this thing called spell slots. Right here. This is what it looks like. At every level, we seem to get a few more of these slots, and we get a few more slots at higher levels. So how do these work, and what are they all about? Well, the way I like to explain spell slots is that spell slots are like a firearm. Now, a friend of mine told me not to use firearms. He said, don't use that as your explanation, because some people don't like firearms. And I thought to myself, well, that's madness. This is Dungeons & Dragons. People will throw a fireball into an orphanage filled with angry orc children. Nevertheless, not wishing to offend anyone, I will refrain from using firearms as my analogy. Instead, we will use cannons. So, your spell is like your cannonball, and your cannon is your spell slot. Now, the cannons and the spells, they both come in different sizes. We'll call them levels. So if you have a size 1 cannon and a size 1 spell, the size 1 cannonball fits perfectly into the size 1 cannon. It's like they were made for each other. They work perfectly well, and life is good. Everything works as it was designed. Once you shoot that cannon, however, it is not usable again until the next day. Maybe it needs to be cleaned out or it's overheated or something. Usually you have to take a long rest before you can use that cannon another time. So that cannon is spent. But you have other cannonballs that you could load into your remaining cannons, read spell slots, in this case cannons, and you can use your spells in those. Then over time you level up, and you have a level 2 cannon, and you have level 2 cannonballs. The level 2 cannonballs fit perfectly in the level 2 cannon, which is about twice the size, let's say, of the level 1 cannon. The problem arises when you try to put a level 2 cannonball into a level 1 cannon. It won't fit. It was made for a larger one. However, you can take a level 1 cannonball and put it into a level 2 cannon. That works perfectly. So you can cast a level 2 spell from a level 2 spell slot. You can cast a level 1 spell from a level 2 spell slot. You just can't do it the other way around. And that makes sense when you think of the cannon analogy. This can be used to your advantage. As an example, let's take Magic Missile. Magic Missile is a level 1 spell. Magic Missile, however, has this fascinating little thing in its spell description. It says, at higher levels. So when you cast Magic Missile at higher levels, additional features happen. Magic Missile will cast normally 3 glowing darts. They fire like homing missiles towards your enemy. But if you cast it at a higher level, let's say level 2, for each level you cast it higher than level 1, you get an additional energy dart that homes in towards your enemy and does additional damage. Now your spell slot is still spent. You can't use it again until you have completed a long rest. You can use it again the next day, and it doesn't matter if you stuck a level 1 spell in there or if you stuck in a level 2 spell. Once that spell slot is spent, whatever level it is gone for the day. So use them wisely. However, not all spells have this at higher levels function. For example, Locate Creature is a spell that has the same function no matter what spell slot you use to cast it. You can cast it at any spell slot that you want to use it for, but it's still going to have the exact same effect. So you might want to not burn a high-level spell slot when you could save that for a high-level spell. So, you mentioned that long rest. Is that across the board for every kind of character? Well, no. Most characters need a long rest. Most classes need a long rest before they get their spell slots back. As a matter of fact, where's my list? Arcane Tricksters, Bards, Clerics, Druids, Eldritch Knights, Paladins, and Rangers all require a long rest. However, Warlocks can get their spell slots back after a short or a long rest. Sorcerers can use sorcery points to get some of their spell slots back, and it varies a little bit by class. So read your class descriptions, and it will tell you in a section entitled Spell Slots when you get your spell slots back after you use them. So, now that you understand how spell slots are consumed by spells, you may be asking, how do I use this knowledge in-game? Well, all you need to do is, on your turn, in combat, or on your turn as you go around the table, all you need to do is tell your Dungeon Master, I cast Magic Missile as a level 2 spell. Or you might say, I cast Magic Missile and I'm going to use a level 2 spell slot. Either way, your Dungeon Master will understand you're going to cast a level 1 spell, Magic Missile, and you're going to use a level 2 spell slot to do it. Then he'll understand you need to use the at higher levels abilities in the description of your spell, and you'll do the extra damage. The best way would be to say, I cast Magic Missile! And the Dungeon Master would say, what are you attacking? There's nothing here yet. And you would say, I'm attacking the darkness! Okay, so how do cantrips work? What spell slots are used for cantrips? Well, there are precisely none. Cantrips are considered a level 0 spell, and as such, they don't consume spell slots at all. You can cast cantrips all day long with complete impunity. Bonus question, which are the best cantrips for healing? Because obviously you want to heal all day long, so you want those cantrips, right? There are none of those. The people over at Wizards of the Coast thought of that, and there are no healing cantrips whatsoever. That about wraps things up. Just a short video today to try to clear up some of the spell slot confusion and help out some of the new players. And that's spell slots in a nutshell. Hope that clears things up for you. If you'd like to subscribe to this channel, click the subscribe button. You'll also want to click the little bell notification icon so you'll be notified when new videos come out. And please click the like button. The like button is huge. Well, it's huge for me. It helps the channel. Other people will spot these videos the more likes these videos have. If you'd like to find out more, the Savvy Barbarian actually has a website now. It's savvybarbarian.com. I think I got the very last .com website with 2 real names in the title. If not, it sure feels like it. SavvyBarbarian.com has links to the books that I write. It has links to the YouTube videos that we're making here, and lots of other good stuff. So go have a peek at that as well. Thanks for watching. This is Brian Carey, reminding you to be a scholar and a barbarian.